The Aegis Hammerhead. It's an old ship by many Star Citizen standards. In its heyday, it was the go-to ship for the more casual crowd to tackle events like Xenothreat as a group. With its large quad-gun turrets, it made short work of most NPC ships. My Hammerhead is named the Cortana. One day a few weeks ago, for fun, I pulled out my Hammerhead to walk its halls again for old time's sake. Newer ships like the Idris and Polaris have taken its place as the ship to bring for a large crew, so she doesn't see action like she used to in the glory days, when she was the only big, fully military, multi-crew ship in the verse. While wandering around, I noticed a room on the map that I couldn't remember seeing before. So I did what any self-respecting nerd would do, and I scoured the internet. After looking at old CIG pamphlets and maps, and every variation on Reddit of Hammerhead, Gravity Room, Gravity Ball, etc. that I could think of, I came up empty. There wasn't any information I could find. As near as I can tell, that should be the room right there. But I could not find any access to it. I searched around for a Jeffries tube, a ladder, or some hidden door that was just eluding me. The only thing I could find, next to my non-functioning window to look over engineering, come on CIG, with how much this ship costs, that should work, was a door that didn't seem to open. Looking through the glass, you can just make out where the room is. Now, I don't condone using bugs to shortcut gameplay. Yeah, I'm looking at you, exec hangar exploiters. I decided then and there that I pledged for the whole ship, and I was going to see the whole ship. Most of the exploration gameplay doesn't exist in any meaningful capacity yet, but for me, yeah, call me Captain Ahab, that room was my white whale. And sometimes in Star Citizen, the whale jokes write themselves, huh? After dozens of attempts, on and off for a few weeks, most ending in death with a long walk back from the hospital to call the Hammerhead back up from the ASOC terminal, since for some reason dying in the hangar stored the ship, I tried every wall that was touching that room, and after getting close on a few tries, I finally had a close call. It would only take once to see it and explore this tiny room that had fixated me for the last few weeks. On a crowded server at nearly full capacity, the Star Citizen god himself, Chris Roberts, smiled upon me. I was in. The adrenaline rush was great. I mean, I get it, it's just a tiny little room, but as near as I can tell, next to no one outside of the designers themselves at CIG had ever seen this. Maybe I'm wrong and living under a rock, but I don't care. I did it. I got in. In patch 4.2.1, that door would open. If you noticed in one of the earlier clips when I was stuck in the wall floating, that door opened and you could see through. But as of patch 4.3, it doesn't seem to anymore. The ball itself does have collision. You can shoot it and see little ricochets coming off. But nothing else seemed to work as far as gravity guns. And it's just a spinning ball, pretty much like every other one of the gravity balls in the ships that exist right now. After looking around for a few minutes, I noticed a small panel on the wall on the minimap. It looked like an access panel. Maybe it was for an early version of fuses for engineering, but to me it looked much different than the fuse style that they have in the Idris with 3 fuses, or the Retaliator with 2 fuses. The Reclaimer, as near as I can tell, doesn't have a fuse box I can find to compare. Other than the button that opens and closes it, there weren't any prompts I could find to insert a multi-tool or a fuse or anything like that. But clearly, to me, it looks like there's space for 3 objects, which I would assume would be fuses. Like I said, the Idris has a much different style fuse panel. And one of my old favorites, the Retaliator, has a 2 fuse panel. But nothing quite matches up, so I'm not sure what that's supposed to be honest with you. After taking way too many screenshots and all the video that I thought I would want, I figured it was time to walk in there and explore that room. It reminds me quite a bit of the Idris Event Horizon inspired gravity room, but much, much smaller. The Reclaimer gravity room has a similar little pointy triangle-y thing at the top and bottom, but aside from the size, that was the closest similarity. I thought it was kind of cool those two pieces spin. Unlike the Idris and Reclaimer where they're static, it's a shame it has that bug with the shadows where you can't actually see it unless you bug through a wall just right. Well, time to see if this has collision on the floor. Surprisingly enough, it does, at least on the edges. And despite being blacked out, there is actually a panel there. You just can't see it until you're right on top of it. Good old Star Citizen, never changed. The jank is half the fun. And there we go, through the floor, and that ends my exploration of the gravity room in the Hammerhead. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and remember, exploration is what you make of it. There's a lot of cool things to see in the verse, and most of them don't have mission markers. Keep exploring, and I'll see you in the verse.